stop getting scammed flat out. Stop listening to people at GNC who basically started working there like 2 weeks ago. Seriously, they don't know anything. Sometimes even if they work there for longer. So today I'm going to expose the 5 most common supplement scams that I see all the time, every time I walk into a supplement shop. And these aren't your gym bro supplements. This video is going to be about the supplements that everyone is basically told to take for wellness, for health, for vitality. And most times they just end up being a complete waste of money, like a full-on scam sometimes. So let's just be real, right? The supplement industry is a racket if you're not informed on what you need and want, right? So I'm going to give you just a few basics just to start you off right now, and then we'll get into the top 5. So just remember this, supplements are a multi-billion-dollar industry. I think a lot of people know this, right? And they're definitely playing with all of us, like playing games just with labeling and all these things. I'll get into it right now. But realize they're not very complicated games. Most often, the games are simple. Like they're not lying to you. You're just misinformed, and they're taking advantage of that. So on the label, let me show you the first trick. Basically, you'll look at the supplement and they'll put a sexy ingredient on the front of it, right? Something you recognize or think you need. Hopefully you know better and know you actually would need it. But it's going to be a vitamin, a mineral, a nutrient, an herb, or something you trust, right? And then you flip it over, right? And if you don't know what you're looking for on that label, then usually that ingredient you're trying to get will either be severely underdosed to the point where it's basically useless. And sometimes, of course, they will even hide this under like a proprietary blend. So they'll be hiding the thing you're actually trying to go for. And the proprietary blends are usually sometimes people basically saying we're not telling you the full formula and we're underdosing exactly what you want. And the qualifier is, especially if there's a lot of ingredients on the blend, and the important ingredient is at the bottom of that listing too. And now, simply just for transparency's sake, Aphro-D, we absolutely do have a proprietary blend, and there's a reason for that. It's a very secret formula, just like no one knows the Coca-Cola formula, right? This formula is, I could go into all of the synergistics between all the adaptogens, but I won't. I will tell you just straight up how you can tell that it's not useless. So there's no useless vitamins. You won't see any useless vitamins on here. No magnesium stearate, no fillers, and no ingredients that you don't care about. They all, as a herbal blend that's super balanced with traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic medicine practices, it's all balanced, and that's why those other herbs are in it. So you can read the website, look at Dr. Farhan's other videos on why these ingredients are chosen, but I'll leave that up to you. I'm not going to go ramble any further, but I wanted to tell you why Aphro-D is the real deal and why other supplement companies, especially T-boosters, just suck flat out. And I'm not going to harp on, the blend or anything. I'll let you guys do your research. We have it all on the website. Full transparency, all of the certifications of potency, safety, everything. Everything's on the website. So go to Aphro-D.com and check it out and learn why those herbs are picked, because it's crucial. But once again, I'm not going to make this video all about our supplement. I want to give you guys the value when it comes to not getting scammed all the time like everyone else does. So let's keep going on, and I'm going to go more in depth. So we talked about the ingredient order on the label, right? This is listed by weight. So whether it's a proprietary blend or it's just in there altogether, right? If the top 3 of the formula are fillers, then you're not getting the real stuff. And that's what you'll see in a lot of different herbal supplements, is they will cut down the dosage of the real stuff that makes a difference and just add in all these useless things like tribulus, just diluted with other things like even fenugreek, honestly, just BS, vitamins, minerals, like useless forms. We'll get into it. And on that note, I'll just segue. So the carrier forms of minerals, just blatantly, this is where you will see usually the second word. So on the label, you'll see things like magnesium citrate, zinc oxide. That second word of that, vitamin or mineral form, in this case, is the carrier of that mineral. So this is crucial because the carrier determines if it actually gets into the cells of your body and absorbed by your gut. So that's it. It determines whether it goes to your body and your cells or in the toilet, right? So shout out to those, GNC men's multivitamins that turn your pee like a Mountain Dew color. Yeah, that's basically because you're peeing out most all of those vitamins and minerals, usually like B vitamins. You'll see this with like a B complex that's just trying to, it's like throwing spaghetti at a wall or something. Like you're just trying to have something stick. So I don't take a vitamin B supplement, just eat meat. But anyways, that's another video. So we'll get into the specifics for the top scams right now. I'm going to expose the top 5 biggest supplement scams. And I didn't put B vitamins on the list, but you just got a freebie. So here's my list on my notes here. We're going to start off. This is the most blatant one. This is the magnesium oxide scam. So this just pisses me off the most. And this is the reason why I made this video today. And I'll talk about it in a sec. But magnesium. We know magnesium is a critical mineral. Like it's been depleted from the soils in our foods. So it's basically a given that you should be supplementing magnesium, responsible for over like 300 reactions in your body, improving sleep, your recovery, anti-stress. But this is the catch with magnesium, because like I just said, when it comes to the mineral form carriers, not all magnesiums are joined with that form equally. So what you'll see, magnesium oxide, utterly useless. Like it's a scam straight up. And the reason why is because it's dirt cheap for them to produce and you don't get any of the benefits. So absorption with magnesium oxide is like 4 to 15%. So if you take 100 milligrams, you're absorbing 4, right? So it's no wonder, like if your magnesium isn't working, it's not you or the brand per se, it's literally the form. So, I mean, yeah, the brand is part of it for picking the wrong form and selling it to you for like 10, 20 bucks, but that's bad. Next, I'm going to kill another myth involving magnesium. So this is magnesium stearate. And magnesium stearate just flat out is not magnesium supplementation. So for example, and why I bring this up is because when people come to me with an issue or just any like question, one of the first things I ask people, if it triggers me to ask them, is, are they taking magnesium? And if they say yes, then I say, show me, like directly. Show me, like take a picture. And then sure enough, of course, they'll send me a photo, or they'll go to their medicine cabinet and pull out the bottle from their cupboard. And what do they show me? They show me a bottle of an unrelated supplement and point at the magnesium stearate on the label. And I just laugh because this happens maybe like a third of the time that they say, yes, I'm taking magnesium. So it's hilarious. So magnesium stearate, it's actually a lubricant, and it's used in the manufacturing process of like the capsules. So there's, it's a kind of a filler too, and there's zero benefit. So stop counting magnesium stearate thinking that that's covering a base for your magnesium, right? So the fix, I'm going to give you the magnesium fix right now. Magnesium glycinate or magnesium bisglycinate. It's basically, well, it is the same thing, just a different name chemically. So it's highly absorbable and it's used by your body and all the processes you need. So it's just ready. It's the best absorbed form, and there's no discomfort when it comes to, your bowels and loose stools like magnesium citrate. Magnesium L-threonate, I want to talk about. It's for mental and brain benefits only. It will not affect the magnesium status in your body. So this is another reason the carrier is important. Magnesium threonate is great, but it's not going to do everything else for your body. So keep that in mind. Now, for dosage, I don't want to leave you hanging. Magnesium glycinate dosage. Women should aim for about 350 to 400 milligrams per day of magnesium. Men should get 450 to 500. And here is another sneaky trick. If your magnesium, even glycinate or bisglycinate, says buffered, that means they mixed it with magnesium oxide. And this is the huge ripoff that I saw at the store yesterday, which made me so mad that this supplement store here in the Philippines, I'm here in the Philippines currently, they did this. You know, I wanted to restock my magnesium, and this store is selling, you know, just rip off magnesium, like ripping off Filipinos who even know that they should get the right form. And, you know, this is why I had to make this video, like why it inspired this idea. So magnesium oxide is the worst, straight up. So never buy magnesium oxide. But if it says buffered, even if it's the proper form of magnesium glycinate, it could say just magnesium glycinate on the front, and you look around, turn it around on the back, it'll say buffered. And that means most often it's going to be diluted with that crappy magnesium oxide. And of course, as you can assume, they do it to cut costs. It's really kind of the same scam in a different label. And it's just that other layer of playing off of people kind of knowing what they need, but getting scammed. So be wise. Number 2 scam or supplement scam. I want to kind of go through this quickly. So stay with me. Vitamin D. Everybody took vitamin D during like COVID times, right? But almost nobody is taking vitamin D right when it comes to supplement form. So vitamin D3, just so you know, it increases your calcium absorption. And it sounds like a good thing, right? We want calcium too. We do. But calcium needs somewhere to go. So with that increase in vitamin D, we also want vitamin K2. And basically, if you don't have vitamin K2 with it, that extra calcium can be deposited in your arteries and your soft tissues, which is definitely not where you want it. None of us want that, right? So vitamin K2 helps bioavailability of the vitamin D and just, partitions that calcium properly. Now, vitamin K2, there's an MK4 form, which is cheaper, it's plant-derived, and it's just short-acting. So it's gone in hours, right? And the MK7 version of vitamin K2 is the animal-derived version that is potent. That is what you want. This MK7 version stays active for days. So that's exactly what you want. You want the vitamin D, or vitamin D3 plus K2 MK7 form. And another concern with vitamin D, another obstacle, is the dry capsules or the tablets sometimes even. That type of vitamin D taken on an empty stomach kind of won't do anything. And the reason why is vitamin D is fat soluble, right? It's a fat soluble vitamin. So if you don't have fat in your stomach with it, like from a meal or something, then you're going to get no absorption. So you're basically, supplementing a capsule or a tablet full of air. So what is the fix for vitamin D supplementation? Liquid drops. So these are infused with oil. It's oil based, and you of course want it in like a dark glass bottle. Ideally, it'll have a little dropper, and it will protect it from being oxidized and all that bad stuff, right? So the dosage, you want 2,500 to about 5,000 IUs, depending on your blood tests. So that's important. And for the vitamin K2 along with it, you want at least 100 micrograms of the K2, the MK7 version, of course. And that will matter too, just to keep everything afloat with your influx of vitamin D. And of course, don't forget magnesium too. That's why I kind of included it first. So magnesium is also key, because if you have bad magnesium status in your body and you're supplementing vitamin D, then it's not going to activate properly. So they're synergistic. So that's very crucial. So realize that. Number 3 I want to cover today is fish oil. Now, it's a wonder to me why so many people supplement fish oil, but I'll get into that. So this industry can be pretty dirty, and I get it. Like, people don't want to spend that much, so there's a lot of cheap fish oil options, especially in the bargain bin, and they're old, they're oxidized usually before you even buy them, like rancid. So if you get the like fishy burps that are gross, that like gross smell and feel, that stench, that's a sign that the fish oil is at least partially damaged, like gone rancid and oxidized. So instead of, reducing inflammation with those omega-3s that you're hoping you get, it's actually doing the opposite. Like, you're exposing your body to toxic compounds and just inflammatory cytokines and all that crap. So let me get into the vegan omega-3 scam as well. So chia seeds and flax seeds. Vegans always say, oh, they're so great, take them. Those contain ALA, which is an omega-3, but for the omega-3s to work in your body as a freaking human, you have to convert it into EPA and DHA. That conversion from ALA to EPA and DHA, it basically, if your genes are good, will mean you get 5%. So that really does nothing. So yeah, just generally, if you're taking omega-3s, but not the ones that your brain or body even can use as a freaking human and not a plant, then the fix is to just straight up get them on the label. So, because I care about vegans, I want your brain health to be good so you can come back to a rational mind to realize that you need to eat nutritious foods and stop being a vegan. So think about this, vegans. Use a high quality algae oil instead with the actual EPA as well as DHA listed, because sometimes they will skimp on either one of those. And the super hack, if you're not a vegan like the rest of us, then keep it simple. I don't think you should even supplement fish oil, really. So really what I tell people, stop being a bitch, just eat sardines. And that's it. They don't taste bad like you think. Trust me. Like, I explain this to all my clients. It's just like coffee, right? Like, coffee tastes kind of like dirt, right? But you learn to love like how you feel so much when you ingest it that you just crave the taste. So most of my clients, they start craving sardines, just like I did when I first discovered this, and it's huge. So no bitching, and don't cook them again. They've already actually been perfectly cooked before they were tinned or in the package. And sardines, just overall, man, they're super low mercury, low cost, of course. Like, no one buys them, and they're so cheap but so beneficial for everything. Like, they're a game changer, trust me. Super high EPA and DHA, exactly how we want it. No need to convert. And the bonuses when you eat whole foods instead of supplements. They contain selenium, sardines do. And selenium is important because it actually protects those fragile omega-3 fatty acids from being oxidized. And vitamin E also does this as well. So nature packaging, whole foods is usually better than any supplement can have if it's a good whole food, right? So next, the folic acid scandal is what I'll call this one. So this one's interesting. And in my mind, I saw this at the Watson's out here. It's like a drugstore. Folic acid, just straight up on the label. And some people think of this as folate, right? And they're told by their doctors like to take prenatal vitamins, crucial. But folic acid is not folate. Folic acid is synthetic, and it doesn't exist in nature, and they required it for certain foods to meet a guideline that doesn't matter. And on top of that, half the population has what's called an MTHFR gene variation that ultimately makes it so their body can't convert folic acid, even worse. So what happens with a lot of these people that have tons of health problems and they don't know why, folic acid builds up, it clogs their receptors and blocks real folate. And now you've got elevated homocysteine on your blood test. So I recommend a lot of people get homocysteine tested. And if you have high homocysteine, you're at a high risk for heart disease, cognitive issues, brain fog, mood problems. so many things. And all of this is from a fake vitamin. So what is the fix, Giga Dre? Never buy anything with folic acid if you can help it. Folic acid is usually in baked goods, it's in cereals, and anything that's highly like ultra processed, just generally. And never buy the supplement, of course, of folic acid. So be diligent, read the labels of what you're eating and see, because you can have this elevated buildup and it's the cause of all your problems. So what you want right now is methylfolate, and this is great just to even experiment because it can clear so much fog for a lot of people. You want the 5-MTHF. This is the active form of methylfolate. No conversion is needed. The dosage that you want to go for is about 400 to 800 micrograms DFE, depending kind of on your body weight, I would say. So that's it, done, simple. Folic acid is toxic garbage and just an injustice that people bottle it up and sell it. Holy shite. Okay, last one on my list. This is the iron scam. Iron. A lot of people think they need iron, like especially women, right? So this is similar to the magnesium oxide scam. And most supplements, most iron supplements, or even multivitamins, you'll see multivitamins are a scam, but we'll get into it right now. So ferrous sulfate, that's the form of iron they'll usually use. It's cheap. Of course, it's harsh on the body and it's poorly absorbed. So even worse than magnesium oxide, usually it's like a 2 to 10% absorbability. The rest of, whatever makes up that ferrous sulfide, it sits in your gut and it will cause constipation for a lot of people, nausea even, irritation, and it can, of course, make periods even worse for women. And of course, people, especially women, they just think, oh, well, iron just doesn't agree with me. Maybe a vegan diet's right for me. No. So it's the form of the supplement you're taking. So that form does not work for anyone. The fix is heme iron. You may have heard of this. Heme iron is from real food, and the best source is grass-fed steak. Or, that's kind of me just saying that for taste because I like grass-fed steak. But best for potency is beef liver. And the most preferred form, if you don't like the taste, which I don't blame you, is beef liver capsules. This is Mother Nature's true multivitamin because you're getting that highly absorbable iron plus vitamin A, copper, vitamin C even. People are surprised by that a lot. And just other cofactors with beef liver, even capsules. And that'll just help your body use the iron way better, like absorb it and utilize it and not cause any, other deficiencies, because this matters, especially if you're supplementing a lot of something, it can cause a lot of issues. So beef liver capsules, that's the truth. So no more iron supplements. Next, just to close it all out, the supplement industry is really built on you, the consumer, not knowing a lot of these like insider nutrition, I guess, knowledge, right? Especially if you don't read the labels, right? So if you're just buying stuff willy-nilly and you just trust the marketing, you're being taken for a ride. But now that you've watched this video, you can see the game that they play. So check your magnesiums, avoid the magnesium oxide, pair your vitamin D3 with the K2, make sure all your doses are good. And of course, stop pretending like flax and chia seeds are actually omega-3s. Ditch folic acid altogether and all the crappy foods that it comes with. And eat those power foods, the whole food sources like liver and sardines. Those will be game changers. Trust me, man. This is how you go from supplementing, uselessly to actually improving and having better hormonal wellness, vitality, and everything. So if this video hit or you learned something new in this video right now, I want you to share this video with someone, hit the link, copy it, paste it, send it out. So if you know someone who's wasting their money right now on tons of supplements, let's just raise the standard and finally educate people on the real nutrition and wellness, like inside knowledge, right? One label at a time, we'll take this, and this will make a difference and really kick back against the supplement scams out there. So thanks for your support, just generally. I read all the comments, so thank you guys for taking the time to comment. It helps out the video and the algorithm. And I won't take any more of your time. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.